Hi, this is Nattawat Apibal. It is now 10:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, December 14, 2014. A lot has happened this weekend. I never really paid much attention to the number 12, 13, 14 of yesterday. It's funny, kind of makes me want to cry. Because I was spending time with Rocky and Holly today. They invited me up to a choir show, and we had lunch, and we also had dinner. Spent my entire day with them today. It was really beautiful, and the dogs, and we had a lot of conversations regarding what's going on with me, and my conversation with them has given me new information. And one of the things that Rocky asked me, like, what do you make of the number 12, 13, 14 yesterday being it's the last time we'll see it in our lifetime? I was telling him I find it interesting as well, but if I were to look at all the activation codes, a lot of them is personalized, but that one is on a global scale. So to me, that activation number applies to everything here. And I didn't think much of it until I had discussion with them this evening more about my experiences and what has been happening. And we had a lot of good discussion, and it made me remember that something happened today. After on the way to church, after I got out of church this morning, as I was driving to see Rocky and Holly, another message came through from the source. Now most people call them free writing, trance writing, or automatic writing, but I am now calling it fifth dimension newsfeed to apply to what's going on today, and the terminology that make people understand. Now this is a culmination, is that the word? Of what's been happening with everything, from me understanding and finally maybe more accepting of who I really am and what I really am. And the possible mission that lies ahead, and the reality of it. Last night, a friend that has been lost texted me at around 3 a.m. He asked me if I'm okay. Are you okay? And he told me the reason he texted me after all this time is because he saw my face, and it was like that I need help, something's going on with me. So he reached out. Like, the message was that he needed to reach out to me, which I'll share with that too. But the one thing that he was sharing with me that became important to my journey, to what's going on now, is that he told me that he can now starting to sense and see energy better. Now he told me that he doesn't exactly see energy as good as feeling them, in terms of feeling its intensity, character, and emotions. I told him that it seems to me that he feels these energetic entities where I see them. I do not feel them yet. Although I can have an intuitive, I would just say that I can kind of know what they are doing or thinking, but not really the characters or the intensity. And I told him that I think he did receive my SOS calls because I have been thinking about him several months. After I had the conversation with him, another inner knowing came through. And I wrote this on Facebook. I feel I am now ready to announce I am starting my next mission project. I am Divinity, a Star Child, Diamond Child, Golden Child Divine Paradigm Initiative. With many recent higher vibration developments, connections made, and many affirmations from the source, I feel it is time. Now all I need is a clue for the topic of the first newsletter. And yeah, the fun t-shirt project I've been wanting to start since 2010 to spread the word still has another chance of breath to be a part of this too. Now don't disappoint me, God, and I won't disappoint you. As in, stop jerking me around. From your humble servant. And today, of course, as I was driving over to Rocky, another message came through. Started at around 11:19 a.m. I finished it at 11:24 a.m. typing it on my phone as I was driving. And this one is, I would say, one of the most perfect message I have written. No corrections. Like, no need to replace words. Everything that was written then is perfect to me. It's the message. I understand what it's saying. Originally I named the title Are You Ready? But something was showing me on the way that I was driving home. So I added the word You Must Choose to the title. But let me read it first. Are you ready for the evolution, revolution, your liberation? Are you ready to be awakened? Are you ready for the ascension, for the Christ consciousness, for your transcension? We are not here to convince you. We are here to help you. We are here to walk with you. We are here to heal you. Open up to the God source. Open up to divine love. Open up to true faith. Be unplugged. Get replugged to the God source, to eternity, to freedom, to the liberation. Of course, I didn't think much of it then when I wrote it. But the conversation that I had with Rocky today made me understand certain things why I have been doing them. Regarding the progression of liberation from being a sex object, reclaiming my innocence. They all have to do with energy here. They will also has to do with the part of the ascension and transcension. Sexual energy is one of a primal energy source. It's very powerful. It is God's given power. Same with innocence. And the other thing that I changed, the reason why I changed this to the fifth dimension news feed, because it become clear to me now that those of us who are already aware, those of us who has been told I feel that there is a great work to be done ahead. One of the things that I believe will happen is that how the fifth dimension is going to work is there will become a separations, not a real separations, but those of us who are part of the Star Child, Diamond Child, and Golden Child, I believe that as this journey continues, we are going to be more a part of this fifth dimension. It's already happening. At the same time, I believe we will get to see the entire truth. That there are many levels of these realities. That there are many levels of this dimension that we are in right now. The one thing that I was talking to Rocky about I don't know if I should share it with you. I think I'm gonna keep this just for it's a personal blog information. The rest I will move it to the I Am the Infinity project. I also feel that it is now important for me to include activation code that I believe is part of this message. I included 242420242. The reason being is because 242 was the number that I kept seeing last night as the conversation that I had with my friend John happened, and I saw it today many times. And Rocky was mentioning to me, what is 420? What's the message of 420? I said, I don't know. I know it's for marijuana. But I was asleep when I left Rocky, and I was thinking about all these things that has now been revealed more. Maybe I'm just more ready for it. Maybe I'm just more ready to accept it. Saw number 420 on a car that drove by. She looked at me. And then the reason I think the 4242 is the last number is because when I was thinking, I wonder if 420 means something. Saw 242. And at that time, I also saw another message that tripped me up a little bit. A car drove by with a license plate that has the word blue pill. Now, I don't know why. What's going on is so related to the movie The Matrix. I just think the movie The Matrix is just a message to help us understand what's going on. To help us understand within our human capacity because it's too complex otherwise. So of course I looked it up. And when I looked it up, I mean, I knew it's from the movie. Of course, it made me think of how it's related to the free writing or the fifth dimension newsfeed that I had written earlier in the day. Oh yeah, by the way, I want to mention that again, it happens at around noon on the 12 o'clock time frame. The two prior ones happen after the 12, so like 12:20, around that time. This one happens at 11:20. And that's why, as I was mulling over why would the source, or whatever they are, show me that word? What is it telling me? What I realized, or I think I understand, is that I must accept that it's a personal choice. There are people who are going to want to stay the way it is and asleep. And that's why I added to the title, "You Must Choose." To be respectful of that choice. It also made me think back to my childhood dreams that I've been trying to understand what they mean. Now I understand it so much more. You know. And as all this information is becoming more clear, and the fact that I must erase my doubt and believe all this, because it is the progression. I felt apprehension. Now I know what apprehension feels like. Of course, I don't know exactly how all this is going to transpire. I just have an idea. Which again, I will talk more about that on the I Am Divinity Project website. Trying to remain for the blog, for my personal blog, to just be about my personal journey and experience and what's going on. Realizing all this, well, or having to accept all of this, just make me feels like Give my mom and my dad a really good hug today. Thank you, Steph. Because I don't know what will happen to them. And I guess I feel like I finally understand what true compassion means. Of course, I hope all this will end, or whatever will happen in a good way. Of course, one of my theory with Rock and Hall, which I'll expand more, is that the reality will not be completely shared by everybody. Those who are still in the third dimensions will see things happen in the way that they keep seeing it, and those of others of us will see it differently, and we will know, and we just have to be strong. And it is so funny right now. The time has slowed down again. I just want to say that I will do my best. And I feel that there's a lot of work up ahead. More people to connect with and to work with. And I just want to say thanks to everybody who are in my life for the love, and for reminding me what I'm trying to do. This is Nattawat, Apibal. Know that you are loved. And it's never too late.